This is the Roulette Master. I just received an email from a man named Samuel who said he plays roulette for a living and that he has a strategy that he doesn't think anyone else uses, and it's the secret to his success. So I can't wait to share it with you today and show you how Samuel's been winning consistently at the casino, because he says that he does this for a living now, and that's all he does. So let's jump right into it, and I'll show you how he's playing here. So we're going to start with a $10 bet. And we're going to look at the 7th position from the top, which is the 25 red. We're going to bet the opposite color, which is black, for $10. And I'm explaining to you here in a minute how all this works and why I think it's such a good idea after looking at it. So now we're looking in that 7th position. We see a 5 red there. That's the 7th from the last number that has spun. And we're going to go opposite for $10. So we're going to be on black. And we're going to spin. Here we go. Let's see what we get here. It's a 23 red. Okay, when we lose, we're going to double the bet to 20, and we're going to play opposite of, now the 30 red is there, so we're going to be 20 on black. And spin. And that's a 25 red. So now we're going to have a $40 bet on the opposite of 35 black, which would be red. Okay, you can see that there, and let's spin. Here we go. That's a 24 black. Okay, so now we're going to do an $80 bet on the opposite of 24 black, which would be red. And let's see if we can get the win here. But basically, for you to lose with this system, you would have to have the last 7 numbers completely repeat color for color. And so far that's been happening on this one, but Samuel says it's very rare that it happens. The 7 numbers before it absolutely repeat. So we're going to look at that last bet. We're going to double from 80 to 160. Right now the 31 black is there, so we're going to play the opposite of that, which is red. We're going to have 160 on red. And again, if we're to lose, we have to have the same color combination 7 times in a row repeating. So now we're going to do the opposite of 36 red there, which would be black, and we'll be at 320. And I think we'll get one of these next two here. I don't think it'll repeat exactly the same. Let's see what we get. And it did not. That was perfect. That's a 13 black, and we won. So now you can see we can get off and rolling here. And 10 black now. The opposite of that is red, and that's in the 7th position. So here we go. And that's a 34 red. Okay, so now the 7th position has a 23 red. And we're going to put a $10 bet on black, which is the opposite. Now we're up 30. Let's see if we can go on a nice run now. That's a 5 red. Okay, we lost, so we're going to go to $20 now, and the opposite of 25 red is black. So you can see that last bet was 10. We're going to go 20 on black, and again, that's because the 25 is a red number. We're always doing the opposite. That's a 33 black. And as long as it doesn't repeat, and we're up 40 now, as long as it doesn't repeat the color combination of the last 7 numbers, and if even one of them is off, then you're going to win. So then you're going to be just fine. So 24 black, the opposite would be red. You're always looking at the 7th spot. So now we have a $10 bet on red, and let's spin. And we got that. Okay, so we're up 50 now. Now we have an 11 black in the 7th position. We're going to go red for 10. Always picking the opposite. Here we go. And that's a 7 red. Okay, that's a $10 win. Now we're up 60. And the 8 black, the opposite of black is red, so we'll be on red for 10. And I also can't wait to see what you guys think of this. And you know, if you use this betting strategy to make a modification with a different progression, that would be awesome as well. I can't wait to see what you guys think. And now we're going to have a $20 bet on the opposite of 13 black, which would be red. So here we go. And let's see what we get. That's a 26 black. That's a loss. So we're going to go to 40, and we do the opposite of 34 red, which would be black. And here we go. And that color pattern has to match exactly 7 for 7 for us to lose. And that's a $40 win. And we're up $70 now, and we're going to play the opposite of 5 red, which would be black for 10. Here we go. And that's an 18 red. That's a loss, so we'll go to 20 now, and the number now is 33 black. So we'll have 20 on red, which would be the opposite color. And here we go. That's a 30 red. Okay, that's a win. So we're up 80. Now we'll have 10 on the opposite of 30 red, which is in the 7th position, which would be black. And let's spin. The opposite color that is, and that's a 25 red. We lost, so we'll go to 20 now, and now the next number up is 7 red. The opposite is black, so we'll have 20 on black. Very easy to keep track of, and is a great way to play, I think. So let's see how it works over a fairly long test strategy here. And that was a win at 20, and we're up 90 now. The 28 black, the opposite of black is red, so we'll be on red for 10. And let's spin. And that's an 8 black. Okay, so now we're going to have a $20 bet. The next number up is 26 black, which the opposite would be red. And let's spin. Here we go. Let's see what we get here. It's a 21 red. That is a win. So the next bet will be, and we're up 100. Next bet will be 10 on the opposite of 26 black, which would be red. Had a couple 26 blacks in a row there. And that's a 17 black. Okay, so now we'll have a $20 bet on the opposite of 18 red, which would be black. And again, this is what makes it to where if the pattern doesn't completely match, excuse me, 7 for 7, you're just fine. Even if it takes 5 times, you're still good. And the next number is 30 red, so we're going to go black for 10. And here we go. I think I'm choking on a peanut M&M there. And let's see. So now we have the 25 red up. And we're up 120. And the bet will be on black now. That's a 14 red. Okay, so the next bet will be 20. It'll be the opposite of 15 black, which would be red. So we have a $20 bet on red. And that's a 24 black. Okay, so now we'll go to 40, and the next number up is 8 black. So we'll be on the opposite, which is red. Here we go. That's a loss. So now we'll be on 80 and the opposite of 21 red, which will be black. So black for 80. All right, we got it. Again, Samuel says very rarely does it, and we're up 130, very rarely does the color combination of the last 7 numbers repeat exactly the same. And here we go. Now the next number up, 17 black, so we'll have 10 on red. This is a $1,300 bankroll system. It goes 10, 20, 40, 80, 160, 320, 640. And that is a $10 win. Now we're looking at 35 black. Opposite is red. We'll be on that for 10. 140 total bet. Here we go. All right, that's a 22 black. Okay, so the next one will be 20, and we'll be doing the opposite of 29 black. So that'll be red. Here we go. And let's spin. That's a 13 black. Okay, so now we're going to 40, and we'll be on the opposite of 14 red, which will be black. And spin. And all we need is one deviation in that color pattern, and we're good to go. And there it is. Okay, so we're up 150 now, and the next number up in the 7th position is black 24. So we'll be on red for 10. We're up 150, and let's spin. Here we go. There's a red 3. All right, that's a win. So we're up 160 now, and the next number up is 15 black, so we'll be on red for 10. The opposite of black, and here we go. Okay, that's a 34 red. Okay, so that was a win. The next number up is 4 black. We'll be on red for 10, up 170, and here we go. That's a 32 red. Okay, that's a $10 win. The next number up is 25 red, so we'll be on black for 10. And 180 total, or I'm sorry, 180 profit right now. And that's a 9 red. That's a loss, so we'll go to 20 now, the opposite of 22 black, which would be red. We're always looking at that 7th number from the top. Here we go. That's a 28 black. So now we'll go from 20 to 40. The next number up is 13 black. So we'll go opposite of black, which is red. All we need is one deviation in that color pattern of the last 7 numbers. And that's a 6 black. We don't have that deviation yet. But now we'll be 80 on the opposite of 20 black, which will be red. Here we go. And we got it. All right. Okay, so we're up 190 now, and the next number up is 3 red, so we'll be on black for 10, which is the opposite. And we're spinning away here. Here we go. That's a 14 red. That is a loss. So now we'll have a $20 bet on the opposite color of 34 red, which should be black. Again, always looking at the 7th position out of those 9 numbers there, and that's a 22 black. Okay, great. That's a nice win. We're up $200 now. Now we're looking at 32 red. The opposite of red is black, so we'll start with a $10 bet on black. Okay, that's a good one. That's a win. Okay, now we're up 210, and we're looking at the 9 red, and it is the next number up, and that means we'll be starting on black for 10. Here we go. All right. That's 11 black. That's a win. So we're up 220. And now we'll be on the opposite of 28 black, which would be red for 10. Here we go. Okay, it's a 34 red. Great. And now the next number up is 6 black, so we'll be on red, the opposite, for $10. And this is working great so far. We're going to keep playing though. I promised you guys we'd play longer and test these systems out, so that's what we're going to do. And now we're looking at 19 red. The opposite of that would be black for 10. We're already up $240, $1,300 bankroll system. And here we go. That's a 12 red. Okay, so we're going to 20 now. Opposite of 14 red is black. And let's spin. Okay, that's a 5 red. That's a loss. So now we'll go to 40. Opposite of 22 black, which would be red. And we're just looking for one deviation in the color pattern of the last 7 numbers. And that's a 00, and we'll go over how to deal with that 00 again later. We're going to have an $80 bet on the opposite of 24 black. Okay, so here we go. That's a 5 red. That's a win. So here we go. We're up 250. Next number up is 11 black. We'll put 10 on the opposite, which is red. Here we go. That's a 9 red. That's a nice win. We're up 260, and the next number up is 34 red, so we'll be black for 10. And all we have to do is make sure that that last 7 number color combination doesn't repeat. And now, let's see here. The next number up is 30 red. We'll be on black for 10, up 270. And I really like this bet selection strategy. I can't wait to see if some of you guys come up with a different progression with this as well. And that's a $10 loss there. Will be 20 on the opposite of 12 red. And let's spin. Here we go. And that's a 32 red. That's a loss. So now we'll be a $40 bet on the opposite of 5 red, which would be black. And then I'll show you how to deal with this green one if we lose this one and it comes up next here. That's a 34 red. And the next bet's going to be 80, but we're not going to be able to bet without spinning because we have that 0 there. We want that out of the 7th position. And also save you if you hit another 0 for that reason. And okay. So now we're going to bet on this next one here, and let's see, we're going to be on, it's going to be the opposite of 5 red, which would be black for 80. Okay, here we go. Okay, and that's a 7 red. So now we'll be on the opposite of 9 red, which would be black for 160. Here we go. That's another loss. So right now we don't have any deviation in that, and we're going to be at 320 on the opposite of 22 black, which would be red. And here we go. We got a couple more chances. All we need is one change in that pattern, but that's a 24 black. That is a loss. We'll have a 640 on the opposite of 25 red, which will be black. Let's put that down there. Here we go. Okay, so now we just need a black number, and let's see if we can get one. And we got one. Fantastic. So basically, we almost had a complete match of the last 7 color combinations until that happened. So that saved us there at the end. We're up 280. Now we'll be on the opposite of 32 red, which will be black for 10. And let's spin. There we go. That's a 30 red. Okay, so now we'll have a $20 bet on the opposite of 34 red, which will be black. And here we go. That's a 26 black. Okay, now we'll have a $40 bet on the opposite of 27 red, which, actually, I'm sorry, not a 40. We won that one. So we'll be back to 10 on the opposite of 27 red, which will be black. And let's spin. I have to always remember when you get the win to go back to 10. That's a 2 black. All right, that's a win. We're up 300. Opposite of 7 red now, which would be black for 10. And again, the reason we're starting at that, we're always betting the opposite of the 7th position. That makes it to where we are looking for one deviation out of the last 7 numbers in color pattern. And we're up 310 now. The next number up 16 red, so we'll be on black for 10. So the only way that you lose is, for instance, if it goes red, 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 black, 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 red, it would have to do the exact same thing on the next 7 numbers for you to lose. And we're up 320. The opposite of 24 black is red. Back to 10 after that win, and let's spin. Okay, that's 11 black. That's a loss, so now the next number up is 11 black. We'll have 20 on red. And spin. Here we go. That's a 33 black. That's a loss, so now we'll have 40 on the opposite of 30 red, which would be black. Here we go. Let's see what we get here. That's a 33 black. That is a win. All right, we're up 330, and now we'll be on the opposite of 26 black, which would be red for 10. It's a lot of black numbers there. And here we go. It's a 6 black. So the next bet would be 20, and would be on the opposite of 2 black, which would be red. And spin away. And we got it. All right. See a long color streak there, and this system saves you from betting opposite colors. Where if you hit a million black or red in a row, then you get in lots of trouble. You don't with this one. So we're up 340, and now we're looking at 17 black. We'll do the opposite of that for 10, and we're on red. Here we go. That's a 35 black. Okay, so now we'll be on the opposite of 29 black. You can see we bet 10. Now we'll be on 20 on red because we're on the opposite of that color on the 7th position. And that's a 17 black. So now we'll have a $40 bet on the opposite color of 11 black, which would be red. And let's get a win here. Here we go. See what we get. That's a 20 black though. That's a loss. So now we'll have an $80 bet on the opposite of 33 black, which would be red. So $80 on red. Here we go. That's a good one. That's a win. So now we're up $350. Now the next number up is 33 black again. So we'll have 10 on red. The opposite. That's what helps us to where it makes it to where you have to. The only way you can get beat is if the 7 color combination repeats exactly as it did before. And the next number up is 6 black, so we'll have 10 on red. Obviously reset to 10 when you get a win. Keep doubling if you get a loss, and that's a 31 black. Okay, so we'll be at 20 now, and the next number up is 27 red. So we'll have 20 on black, which is the opposite. Here we go. It's a 33 black. All right, that's a win there. We're up 370. The next number up is 35 black. We'll put 10 on red and spin, which is the opposite of that 33 black. And it's a 19 red. That's a win. We're currently up 380. Now we're looking at 17 black, $10 on red, which is the opposite. And here we go. And that's a win. Okay, so we're up 390. Next number up is 20 black. So we'll be on red, the opposite for 10. Here we go. It's an 8 black. Okay, so now we'll have 20 on the opposite of 14 red, which will be black. Real easy to keep track of the bets with this. You're always looking at the opposite of the 7th position. And that's a 31 black. So we'll reset to 10. We're at $400 now. Fantastic. And that will be on the opposite of 18 red, which will be black. And spin. That's a 26 black. That's a win. All right, we're at 410. Now we'll go opposite of 31 black, which will be red. 410. Here we go. That's a 33 black. That's a loss, so we'll be at 20 now on the opposite of 33 black, which will be red. And here we go. That's a loss. That's a 15 black. So now we'll have a $40 bet on the opposite of 19 red, which will be black. And again, by doing the opposites of what's in the 7th position, it makes it to where the only way you lose is if it repeats the last 7 color combinations. And there's a win. And we're at 420. Opposite of 3 red is $10 on black. And here we go. Always looking at that 7th position, and that's a 24 black. That's a win. Fantastic. And now we're at $430. Opposite of 8 black would be red. And let's spin. Here we go. That's a 17 black. That's a loss. So we'll go 20 on the opposite of 31 black. And spin. Here we go. Let's see if we can get a win. That's a 30 red. And that's a win. Fantastic. We're at 440. Opposite of 26 black now for 10. And spin. All right. That's 31 black. Okay, that's a loss. So now we'll be opposite of 33 black for 20. When you lose, you double. When you win, you go back to 10. And that's a 27 red. That's a win. So we're at 450. Betting the opposite of 15 black now. 410. Starting over after that win. Here we go. That's a 23 red. That's a win. All right, it's piling up now. We're at 460. Opposite of 10 black is red for 10. Here we go. And Samuel says he's been cleaning up with this for a long time now. He's finally ready to share it with you guys. So I hope you like it. And we're on opposite of 24 black now. So 10 on red. And spin. Here we go. That's a 23 red. All right, so now we're looking at 17 black in the 7th position. Opposite is red, so let's spin. All right, that's a 17 black. That's a loss. So we'll have a $20 bet now on the opposite of 30 red, which will be black. And spin. Okay, that's a 29 black. Okay, great. We're at 490, and we'll be on the opposite of 31 black, which will be red, 410. And let's see if we can get up to $500 profit here. That'd be awesome. And that's a 4 black. That is a loss. We'll have 20 now on the opposite of 27 red, which will be black. And here we go. That's a 5 red. That's a loss. So now we'll have 40 on the opposite of 23 red, which will be black. And let's spin. Okay, that's a 21 red. That's another loss. So now we'll have 80 on the opposite of 32 red, which will be black. So 80 on black, and let's spin. That's a 30 red. Okay, so now we'll have 160 on the opposite of 23 red, which is black. There we go. Still have at least 3 more chances here. Let's see what we get. That's a 19 red. That's another loss. So now we'll have 320 on the opposite of 17 black, which is a red. Here we go. Here we go. 320 total bet. Ooh, that's a 29 black. So basically what this means is that we've had 6 in a row now that have matched the color combination, color for color. But let's see if it'll break in on the 7th attempt. Now we have a 29 black. The opposite is red. So we'll have 640 on red. And if we lose this, that means the last 7 colors repeated in the same combination that they did on the previous 7. So let's see if that happens. All right, we broke that. It did not repeat, and we won. So we're up 500 now. We'll be on the opposite of 4 black for $10. That's red. And let's spin. That's 11 black. It's a loss. So now we'll be on the opposite of 5 red for 20, which would be black. And you can definitely use this system with smaller unit sizes and a larger bankroll, and have more than 7 chances as well. And now we'll have a $40 bet on the opposite of 21 red, which is black. And let's spin. That's a 26 black. That's a win. We're up 5-10, and the next number up's 30 red, so we'll be on black for 10. And let's spin. We got it. Now we're going on a little run here. All right, we're up 520, and next number up's 19 red, so we'll be on black for 10. Again, we only double when we lose, and when we win, we go back to 10, and that's a 35 black, and we're looking at 29 black as the next number up, so that means we'll be on red for 10. The other thing I like about this is that if you have a long stretch of red or black, you don't lose, unless that was the last 7 numbers and it did the same thing twice in a row. But we'll have $20 now on the opposite of 23 red, which is black, and here we go. That's a 00. Okay. Okay, so we'll have a $40 bet now on the opposite of 11 black, which would be red. And spin. And remember, when we get to that green, we just don't spin on that one. Or I mean, we just spin without betting on that one. I'm sorry. That's a 16 red. That's a win. Okay, we're up 540, and the next number up's 1 red, so we'll go black for 10 and spin. A lot of you have been asking me for a pretty simple system, and this is actually really simple and pretty effective so far. So we're doing the opposite of 26 black, which will be red, so we'll be on red for 10. And here we go. Okay, that's a 20 black. So now we'll have a $20 bet on the opposite of 6 black, which will be red. So $20 on red. Here we go. That's an 8 black. That's a loss. So now we'll have $40 on the opposite of 35 black, which will be red. So red 40. And I like how simple this is. I know a lot of you have been asking me for more simple systems, and it's pretty simple. We're always betting the opposite color of what is in the 7th position there. And now we'll go to $80 on the opposite of 28 black, which will be red. And let's get a win here. Ooh, that's another black though. That's a 6 black. Look at all those blacks on the board there. And we're going to 160 now, but we have to spin without betting because the 00 is in that spot now. And that's a 27 red. Okay. Okay, so now we'll go on to that on the opposite of 16 red. So we'll be on black for 160 and spin. And we did not get it, so we'll go to 320 on the opposite of 10 black, which will be red. Here we go. 320 on red, and we've been repeating, almost, I think 5 of the 7 numbers, and now 6 of the 7 numbers. So wow! So now we're in that situation again where it's going to repeat exactly as it did in the last 7 numbers if we don't break the trend here, and we're going to do the opposite of 20 black, which is red, and we're going to have 640 on red. All right, here we go. Ooh, and that is a loser. Okay, so let's see what that did to us here. You can see we haven't lost the whole $1,300, but that took a big chunk out of there. We're down $720 now, and you can keep going since you're not out of bankroll and build it back up. However, that did take a big chunk out of our bankroll. So then I would just start back with the opposite of 8 black, which is red for 10. But remember that you're not going to be able to make that last bet of 640 now because of that bankroll change until you build yourself back up. So then if you lose on that, you go 20 on the opposite of 26 black, which would be red. And hopefully you can build it back up without going that far and get back on track. So that's a 21 red. Okay, so that's a win. So then you go back to 10 on the opposite of 6 black, which would be red. And it would take a little time to get get everything back at this point. That's 11 black. And now we'll have a $20 bet on the opposite of 27 red, which would be black. And but that's also why you might want to make it more than 7 numbers. You could definitely start with a smaller unit size and a larger bankroll, and make it 9 numbers instead of 7. That would definitely help. And we lost that one on 20, so we'll go to 40 on the opposite of 18 red. There we go, $40 on black. And we got it. Okay, so now we'll have 10 on the opposite of 31 black, which would be red. And let's spin. That's a 9 red. Okay, but it will take you a while to work it back down. And if you want to do something more risky at this point, when you are playing Martingale system, even though this has a really good way to pick the bets, if you do lose, for instance, right now we would have looks like we'd have $610 left. You could even do something a little bit different at this point, and start putting like 100 each on basically on the 212s that didn't hit last. You could put 100 here, 100 here, and have a little bit of a different recovery strategy. But it's different for every person depending on what your risk level is. You might, when that happens, you might want to just take the loss and come back next time, or you can do what I'm doing right here, which would be to go to 100 and try to get some multiple wins. So let's go. Let's see. If I did that, I'd be on second and third, and see if we can get some multiple wins in a row. Maybe get us back on track. And there's another win. And then you could go back to your system after you got back ahead again. Let's go first and second now for 100. Basically leaving out the last one that hit. And we won again. And so this next one would be first and third for 100. And spin. And then if you did lose on this, you would need to increase by about $20 per loss. Like if we did it right there, you would want to increase from, and let's see how much we would have left in the bankroll. So if we had, like $700, you could easily just go from 1 to 120 on first and third, and try to make it up this way. But everyone needs a different recovery strategy depending on what they have, what their risk tolerance is. And you can see that now after we lost that one, all we'd have left here would be, let's see, that would be 470. So we could go again, but instead of going 120, we'd go 140. And on first and third, 280. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can work it back down a little bit here. There's a win. And then when you win up here, you might just drop down 10 at a time. Like, for instance, 140 to 130, 2 up, 1 down. I use that a lot of the time to try to do some recovery stuff. Now we have a 260 total bet. And that's a 14 red. That's a win. Then I'd drop down to 120, maybe do first and third. And spin. And we got that one. So then I'd go to 110, leave out the third. And then spin. And that's a 27 red there. That's a loss. So then you just go from 110 back up to 130, up 2 units. Go first and second. See if we can climb back to a point where we could start the original strategy again. And that's a 27 red. That's another loss. That's the only problem with this, is if you do get multiple losses in a row. But then you could go to 130 and let's see. Yeah, we still have enough for that. So let's go 130 on first and second. And spin. Let's see if we can get a few wins here. Ooh, 0-0. That hurt. Ouch. Okay, so then that would only leave us with let's see, that would be $120 left in the bankroll, and then at that point you don't have much left. You could just do 120 on do 60 on each. But now we're in trouble. And that's the only problem, is if you do try to do a recovery method and you pick one that's a little bit risky, this can happen, what you're just seeing right here. And then you actually do lose the whole $1,300 bankroll. So if you do bust and you're down 700 or 600, it's up to you whether you want to try to recover everything, or to just take the $600 loss and come back the next time. That's different for every person depending on your risk tolerance. That could have easily worked out, and we could have got back down to a good level where we could have restarted the original method. I do like the bet progression. I mean, not the bet progression, but I do like the bet selection on this. I would like to ask all of you wonderful subscribers out there, what would you do with this? I really like the bet selection for this system. How could you change this to a different progression with the same bet selection to make a fantastic system? So maybe that'll be your task for today. Let me know down in the comments if you can use this bet selection with a different progression and come up with something really good. I would love to hear about it. Also, you can always email me at roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. I've had a few of you guys send me some stuff saying your comments didn't go through. So if that's the case, and YouTube sometimes blocks a few things, go ahead and send it to roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. I'll go ahead and try to show your strategy on here. I hope you enjoyed this one today, and hopefully we can turn this into something even better, because I really do like the bet selection. And again, thanks for watching. This is the Roulette Master. Oh, also too, please subscribe to the channel and give it a like if you like the video. But I hope you really enjoy this community. And this is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.